Everybody loves firemen. Everybody loves what we pour into our community, but there is a side that we don't talk about that has been kind of brushed under the rug, and over time we've put an emphasis on mental health in this field, but I truly don't feel like we've made the strides that we've needed to until now.
A heavy topic to talk about, extremely important. It's about mental health and the increasing suicide rates among first responders.
The thing that matters are others, way beyond yourself. Realize there are a lot of amazing people out there to be grateful for, and a loving God. And that, other than that, good luck. That's what life is about.
Offensive attack.
It is 124 engineer. I have your e-toner activated. Status?
You go through so much and you see so much bad stuff that when something big happens, you downplay it.
You have an opportunity to be a source of hope, to be a beacon of strength, and to make a difference. Your work is not just a job, but it's a calling.
We're guardians of life, we're protectors of those who cannot protect themselves. And with each call and each intervention, we help to safeguard the well-being of our neighbors, our friends, and strangers who yet to even meet.
That's one of the hardest things to do, is try to be happy and when there's nothing to be happy about.
At you and get you into therapy and all that. I don't want to throw all that crap. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to say that there's an overall wellness to this stuff that I literally can talk forever about, because you have this job. I've realized, I feel like with this job, I really have realized that a lot of times, I'm not saying it doesn't, but a lot of times this isn't, we're not linked to a call or PTSD or this call is keeping me up, and a lot of times that's not it. It's the fact that your sleep is shitty while you're here. You see how bad the world can really be, and you get paranoid, and you're overprotective at home of your kids and your spouse, and you're just on that high alert all the freaking time. Grace Poston, Bexar County 2 Fire Department. I've been with this organization for going into my 15th year. My dad was a fireman and just kind of followed in his footsteps, hanging around the firehouse when I was a kid, and just imagined myself being on the trucks, and here I am. I feel like the position that I'm in now, I'm very much, I try to support the firemen as much as possible. I care a lot about them, whether they want to believe it or not. I feel like the more that I can put into the guys, the more that they're going to put into this department, and the more that we're going to be able to give to our community. So I feel like taking care of the firemen is where it starts, and with the position that I'm in now, I try to accomplish that as best I can.
Population in Bexar County grows, the more people continue to move west, but residents, neighbors there say the infrastructure is being left behind.
East 4 San Antonio's Matt Roy joins us with the details on what TxDOT and the county are doing to help keep up with all the growth.
When the population increases on the west side of Bexar County, so do emergencies. And in turn, mental health issues will start to rise. So how do we stay ahead of it?
So tell me, what is the craziest thing you've seen?
Chalk and live. Stand clear.
Hey, the boy.
Jeez, what is this?
Just hear them out, Russ.
Hey, we got love for you, buddy.
I don't...
Hey, but hang on. Listen to me, all right? Right now, you're in crisis.
No.
Hey, and we are not gonna leave you behind no matter what.
You know we do peer support in the CFD, right? Well, we've set up a trauma retreat, a place for first responders to get the help they need from people who understand the pressures they faced.
What do you say, Russ? Can we take you there?
Everybody has their own story, their own struggles. Had my fair share of ruts. You know, although this is how we learn, it put me into some pretty sticky places when I was younger. I specifically remember, it just hits me that I was having these passive suicidal ideations back when I was in this rut. I just couldn't identify it. What can we do to help our first responders? What can I do so that our guys don't have to feel the same way I did? Whether that was, you know, hopeless, I can't, you know, I feel like I was screaming for help and it's like nobody heard me, or all the resources are right in front of me and I can't identify even how to help myself. I know what I need and want, I think, and I just had no direction, and it's nobody's fault. It's just how things were. We've created so many different levels of help that our firefighters need. And Captain Bentley's been instrumental with this entire thing. He single-handedly built that resource list. We have it available on the BC2FD app. Soon enough, we'll have it on essential personnel, and all firemen are gonna have this at their fingertips all the time.
Engine 121, brush truck 121, report of a grass fire. Respond on Fireground 7.
We need air support and we need it now. Roll in strike package Bravo on unknown target.
My name is Aaron Sanchez. I work for Bexar County 2 Fire Department. I'm assigned as one of the reserve firefighters here, and my current assignment is work operations on UAV 124. UAV stands for Unmanned Aerial Vehicle. Sometimes they also refer to them as unmanned aircraft systems, but it is a district-wide asset. So our response area is both for the Bexar County 2 as well as the ESD 6 locations. The program came about out of just my early involvement in the department, and my association was being a pilot in the U.S. military. It was something that was previously had access to in operating of drones, and I pitched it to the department as a new capability that could be evolved and utilized in the incident command structure back in 2020. With the help of Commissioner Ray, another advocate for the program, we were able to get it off the ground in about the year 2023, I believe it was. And ever since then, we've slowly been acquiring equipment and operations footing. And over this past year, 2025, it's really shown its value.
And this is a cool capability of the thermal camera. You can sit there and zoom in, focus on hot spots, isolate out, and just be like, hey, you got 300, 450 degrees right there, and then down here you hit that one, it's cooling right now. So you can do the dual feed setup, so you can do also zooming in to get the better eyesight for it. and then also just do the optical zooms on it. Yeah, normally just pack it up and grab some fresh batteries for it.
And especially technology, when you see stuff like this, being a kid of the 80s, this is like video games, right? It's an evolution of video games. And to see such a capability now being presented in our hands in such a limited and small format that effectively would have been a helicopter, like an ISR, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance capable aircraft on station burning hundreds of thousands of dollars of fuel. And now we can sit here and swap batteries. We got 40 minutes of flight time, thermal imaging on this payload, and it's way more affordable, providing the same capability almost on a moment's notice. And it's definitely it's an awesome capability to be proud of with such a forward-thinking department.
Do that with a tiller, man.
My name's Ryan Bachman, firefighter, paramedic, UAV pilot. Been here for about 4 years now. So the department put out like an interest thing for it. Kind of caught my eye. Seemed like something that would be interesting to learn about and get into. Got into it, kind of found a little passion for it and kind of let it take off from there. So I feel the department has benefited from it. It does provide an extra level of overwatch on these incidents. Most of the time your incident command is going to be posted up on one side of the house, they can't see the other. So this provides that full 360 image for them directly to a device in their hand that they can see all of it. Incidents I've worked have been grass fires, a couple structure fires down the south side, providing that aerial overwatch with the full 360 view. Allows the incident command to be able to see where everybody's at.
Horn here. We want to get you up to date on some flooding that is now underway across parts of Kirk County. We want to make sure everyone up there is well aware of the situation because we've got a ton of heavy rain. It's been sitting there most of the overnight hours, and the Guadalupe River is starting to rise.
We live about a mile down the road from Camp Mystic, and we've already got 2 little girls who have come down the river, and we've gotten to them, but I'm not sure how many else are out there.
You're missing a whole cabin full of girls.
You said you're missing an entire cabin full of girls?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead.
Missing
about 30 girls?
Yes.
So about 6:45 in the morning of the 4th is when I got the phone call from Battalion Chief Crady saying that, hey, you're being sent out to Kerrville with our boat team. Get up and get ready. Let's go.
At those early morning hours, we had no clue how bad it was getting and how bad it was going to be. And so I was chatting with them all, and obviously firefighter Ryan Bachman and then Commissioner Ray was ultimately the ones that put together the team and responded out to Kerrville.
There was a little bit of a sense of urgency. Really all we got was, y'all are going out there, there's a large amount of flooding going on. Y'all may be searching for people in the river, houses, cars, wherever they need you. But they were declaring it a mass casualty event at that point in time.
And I'm not exactly sure where we're set up, but I think we're at Louise Hayes Park.
Wow, that is just devastating flooding.
Look at that. I mean, that flow, I was talking about how many cubic feet per second. This river has gone from a gentle river.
Once we got out there, we made contact with their boat team, and they were actively in the water with a victim up in a tree.
They used the thermal imaging to track on her and see her through a lot of foliage there. It was very clear from the video imaging that the Guadalupe was raging.
So we were using a mixture of the spotlights and loudspeaker that's attached to the drone. Just kind of telling her, hey, we're here, stay put. There's a helicopter on the way. We just don't know how long it may be. We had no way of being able to hear her and do how loud the water was that was going by. We couldn't hear her, but we were able to let her know, hey, we're here. We were telling her, give us a thumbs up, and she'd give us a thumbs up. But in the meantime, we just kind of sat there and kept eyes on her. Major sense of relief, seeing that she was actually able to be pulled out of that tree and brought back to shore. Just kind of a weight off our shoulders at that point, and it was kind of had a brief little moment of, all right, we got this one, and then it transitioned to, all right, here's your next assignment, let's go.
In terms of a volume, it's pretty shocking. In just a few hours, 100 billion gallons of water over this area here in this white fell. 100 billion gallons of water. That is more than the amount of water that flows over Niagara Falls daily in a day. Our thoughts and prayers are with everybody out there as they are continuing these recovery efforts.
Moments later, police shut down the bridge but allow an ambulance to cross over. First responders ask the man taking the video to get off the bridge because of the danger as debris piles up.
My first deployment out to Kerrville was on an ambulance, and we were attached to a Colorado Task Force 1, and they just kind of had us back on the road, you know, doing our own thing, only communicating with our strike team leader, you know, very compartmentalized because it's a big incident, a lot of resources to manage. But my second time out in Kerrville, I got lucky enough to be placed on a major deployment for our UTV medics and our wildland paramedic unit. And I got partnered with Blake Godu and went straight out to the work site, or the section for the day, which was at Camp Mystic, kind of getting to walk around and see the damage that it had caused, and like seeing all the memorials set up and even the girls' cabins where, like, at the time you could still see muddy handprints from where girls had been trying to grab on.
This afternoon, hundreds of first responders from across the state are in the Hill Country, and the search for survivors taking an emotional toll. As you can see here, a sheriff's deputy needing a moment as he combs through the debris on the banks of the river near Camp Mystic.
Everything that happened, it was a 1,000-year flood, a huge tragedy and devastating that community, but it also helped STRAC, other fire departments, and all of us see what a major incident looks like that, and train for it and get better from it and learn from everything that went right, went wrong.
On an active search and rescue following officials through this area on the river's edge. They've detected an odor in this area. They're not sure what it is, so they are walking through the vegetation, the debris fields. Perhaps it's an animal, something else. Unfortunately, it could be a human, and that's why there's this urgency to get in here and go through all of this.
The peer support teams out in Kerrville was the first time that I was really exposed to that team. Like it wasn't like they were trying to, you know, you're sitting down with your therapist and like, oh, let's talk about your problems. No, it was very much like, hey, we're just friends, we're talking. Oh, by the way, I have all these support animals. Oh, and one of them's a kangaroo. And there's a picture of me with it. I was so happy. That made the deployment. I was like, I got to hold a kangaroo.
First responders don't want therapy talk. They don't want to say, they don't want to hear, how does that make you feel? I'm here to support you. And all that therapy talk, that's not what they want. They want to be able to be heard and explain and talk in a way that they want in their own way.
So I'm in Kerrville, right? And I'm at HEB. And guess who's here? The cavalry. The cavalry is literally here. They're pulling in right now. The HEB disaster relief trailers are here. We saw them all over TikTok, right? We saw all over the videos. Before FEMA comes HEB. Because this is what HEB does for Texas. Because they are a Texas-owned company, and they are amazing.
Honestly, I felt really proud to be able to be out there and help that community in any way I could.
The peer support members are going to be kind of that lifeline, that first call to be able to funnel you to the resource that you need. So they, in a crisis situation, will have the ability to get in touch with those same resources and get you an appointment within 24, 48 hours of you having this crisis or this moment where you need that help.
I'm Mark Cortez. I'm a firefighter here in Bexar County too. Been here coming on 8 years. So the day started out as they always do, any typical day at the firehouse, and I was actually working an overtime shift down over at 161, and I was their backseater that day. Later on, it was later at night, it was probably around like 8, 9 o'clock at night. We were still up, and we got the tones for a house fire. Pulled up, it was a single wide mobile home with a heavy fire. It was Lieutenant Garza and I, and we're making a push going in. Got a pretty good knock on the fire, smoke's banked down. We didn't know at the time that the mobile home had multiple stacked roofs. We went in for a bottle swap. Garza and I, we changed our tools for hooks, and we're gonna go back in there and open it back up. So we picked up the hand line. Garza kept continuing to pull ceiling, and Garza was probably about like 10 feet away from me. I just remember him walking over, I guess, to go hook some more ceiling, and that's whenever the structural collapse happened. Ceiling comes down and it collapses him, completely blindsides him. He had no idea. It was frightening a little bit. Like, I think that's kind of what was a little frightening in the time being, was just seeing that happen to someone just like out of nowhere. So I just hit my E-toner. I think I said something along the lines of, this is firefighter Cortez from 161. We have a fireman down with structural collapse. Tried lifting that sheet up, and it was so heavy. And you're kind of freaking out inside. Like you just need to get the job done, and I just remember just ripping at what I could grab, and pieces are coming off and chunks are coming off because I couldn't lift it. And then I just see his head pop up, and he looks over at me, and he's just like, "Hey, Cortez, let's get out of here." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's get out of here, man." like let's go. So it was a big sense of relief to see that he had his face mask intact, and he was conscious, and he was coherent to help get himself out. And at that time we turned and burned, get out of there. And I was new to the South Side, and he showed me a lot. He showed me how things are ran down there. Working with what tools you have and the personnel you have, and he's got a great mindset. He's pushing good culture in the fire service. He showed me a lot of what things look like on the leadership side in an officer position, and opened my eyes to a lot of the new tactics on the firefighter side too. So it definitely hit home, because it was like, man, like this is like one of the guys that showed me a lot of the stuff that I know, and he's very humble. He's a super good guy to get along with at the firehouse. And if you have any questions with he's always down to show you. He's always down to get up, go in the bay, go do some sort of training, some sort of education, or just spread his knowledge as well. So I hope nothing like that happens to my crew. I hope nothing like that happens to me. And then you kind of start thinking about it on the downtime in the station. That's where it always gets you, is when there's nothing going on and there's nothing else to think about, it hits you. If there was anything to get out about the peer support team, would be, you know, to utilize it. It's there for us, and it's there for our help, and it's okay to need help. And I think that's the hardest thing about, you know, firefighters and in general, is just we're so used to helping others. It's hard to accept help, and to kind of, you have to be true to yourself and say, like, yeah, like, you know, you go through so much and you see so much bad stuff that when something big happens, you downplay it. What I did, anyone else would have done. But, you know, it was quickly kind of reinforced by my crew and by my other coworkers here in the department, and talking to them. I downplayed it quite a bit, and I think that was a lot of like me just trying to mentally get over it, and was just downplaying it. And you know, after talking to a couple people and like realizing, like, you know, the severity of it and what it could have been, how it could have gone, you know, further south, it gave me a little bit more respect for myself, and I kind of had to give myself credit. Like, it was hard to give myself credit for it.
We all happened to be just sitting out in the bay, and I just started walking over to the ambulance and, you know, just typing a report in the passenger seat, and then I see a pending incident, and first note that pops up is 18-year-old crushed by bulldozer.
Medic 124, engine 124, respond for a major trauma.
We get to a construction site, and it was this kid just laying on the curb, like in a pile of mud, just bleeding everywhere. He's eviscerated from like the top of his hip all the way down. I just went in, felt for his pelvis, felt where his artery, or femoral artery, should be, and I kind of felt what felt like a vessel but no pulse, and so I just pinned it against his pelvis, got him onto the stretcher. I got on top of him while I was holding pressure and trying to pack and clean and actually see what the wound was or what the damage was. My hand was in this man's pelvis on his artery, occluding it the entire time. And I took our medical officer, Casey, with us, and Nano in the back. And thank goodness for those guys, because they're the ones that did a lot of the real work. And we got to UH. They brought the x-ray in right there at the bed, and they were doing their whole initial assessment, checking for stability of the pelvis. They said it was stable, and then shot the x-ray. We looked at the x-ray, and it was full open book pelvic fracture, and you could see all the gauze that we had packed into him, and my fingers are sitting right there. It was a cool picture. Being able to be recognized for something, you know, that is not only me, but my whole crew. Like, we put a lot of work into learning protocols, you know, coming to work every day, working overtime, training, and trying to do our job to the best of our ability. And it's really nice when you can get recognized for doing something that you've worked so hard for. Another ironic thing, I had actually thought about this the other day. So my dad passed away in 2019 from blunt trauma and blood loss. He was in a dirt bike crash. And I think it's very ironic that, like, getting recognized for this incident, and they didn't have pre-hospital blood then, and now we did, and we got a really good outcome. I was 19. That's kind of what shot me into the fire service. Being able to help someone and get to do things like that and train hard and learn all the protocols and bring my expertise and how I look at things to treating someone. I feel like this department was the best opportunity I had to be able to do that.
Hey guys, today's video is brought to you by Hill Country Fair. Today's video is brought to you by Malta-Meal.
Spam the can!
Shouldn't have drank all that AG1 this morning. Kind of just tastes like sand, you know?
This is a multi-agency effort, San Antonio Fire District, Bexar County District 2, trying to get a hold of
I got the one for going in and second for Tyler. Keep paging on UAV 124.
I can't look at the camera,
And Rick and me said they love y'all.
Oh, you deployed it already?
Oh yeah, man.
That was quick.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna take my shirt off.
It was like,
take
let's go.
All of his shoulders. Oh, sweet. Had some beers. I got hit with something in the eye. And here we go. Whee! No, there's some plants. Watch out!
Is this one still on? My glittery shoes.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Absolutely.
Status, their
What happened? Fall down the stairs? Wait, what am I doing now?
So, have you seen any crazy stuff in the sky?
Oh man, so yeah, it's funny. You come across some pilots that like, I don't know if they're just like fearful of being like a loony and they don't like to talk about it. But I will, you know, I personally have seen stuff that I can't explain. It's middle of the night, it's dark, and we have night vision goggles. So what am I doing? I'm looking up at the sky with night vision goggles. And let me tell you, you can see some awesome stuff moving in the sky with night vision goggles that you're not going to see with the plain eye. And there was a lot of stuff. Of course, you're going to see the glints of satellites overhead. And, you know, back then there wasn't really the advent of Starlink, so you didn't see that cool trail of lights. But yeah, you'd see a satellite go by and then another one go by, and you're like, that's cool. But every now and again, you'd see something up there that's moving kind of erratic. Now, flying for the airlines, I will tell you, and so I don't know if we need to publish this one, but I will tell you, going daytime flight.